give you a quick update, and then I don't want to talk about it anymore. My cellulitis, which sidelined me for 3 days in Hot Springs, then I hiked 3 days, then I shuttled to Irwin. One trip to a clinic and one trip to an ER. I begged them to put me on an IV. They refused. Speed is not a virtue. Patience is, they tell me. Patience. So I zeroed in Hot Springs. I spent 2 nights at the Mountain Inn and Suites, and I spent 6 nights at Uncle Johnny's hostel. I was there so long they put me to work. The last 3 days I was work for stay, which is a great way to pay for your lodging and laundry and, you know, other amenities. They were very nice there. Charlotte, Drew, Claire, and Justin. Great people. Good hostel. Clean. I can tell you that because I cleaned it. Finally got back on the trail Monday morning, May 3rd, which was my birthday. And hiked only 6 miles that day. I had to shuttle back to mile 311, which is Devil's Fork Gap, where I'd taken the shuttle into Irwin. So from that point forward, I have to go 34 miles just to get back to Uncle Johnny's. So yesterday, I hiked 6 miles. Just wanted to kind of slowly wake my legs up and test out my cellulitis leg. The swelling is still slightly evident, but not bad. The pain is almost gone. But you can never tell with these things. I'm still on antibiotics, and I will be for at least another week, maybe a week and a half, I think. Today I'm going to do 12 miles. Tomorrow I think I'll do 13 or 14. That should get me back to Uncle Johnny's in Irwin. From that point forward, I may only do a quick Nero there and resupply and then bug out the next day. I'm so far behind schedule, I probably won't make trail days in Damascus unless I can start churning out 18 and 20 mile days and do it for several days in a row. And I just don't see that happening. But bottom line is, cellulitis is to be taken seriously. I've been in touch with another hiker who shuttled someone to the emergency room in Damascus. They had had it since Franklin and had been ignoring it or not having it treated. And now they're in the hospital on the IV I wish I had, but hopefully they're going to be fine. But it is a real problem out here sometimes. Not very common, but it does happen, so be aware of it. Look it up. It's not fat, dimply thighs like I thought it was. Cellulitis is not cellulite. It's a skin problem. At any rate, that's where I am now. I'm about 2 miles into my morning hike. It's about 8:30. I think I left camp about 9:30 or about 7:30, I'm sorry. And I do expect to make, you know, my 12 miles by early afternoon, probably 2-3 o'clock tops. And I'll give it another rest. I'll lay on my back as much as possible. I don't want this thing flaring back up again. I almost stepped on this little guy. Isn't he good looking? That's, I don't know what it is. It's a red lizard, a newt, tiny alligator. I have no idea. But they're pretty cool looking, and they're not afraid of people. It's cold. It's raining sideways. It's blowing about 30, steady, gust to 50. Big bald, I'm way above the tree line, and I gotta get out of here. But this is awesome. This is the Nolichucky River as you're hiking into Irwin from the southbound side. It's almost surreal looking. It just doesn't look real, but it is. So I just left Johnny's hostel for the last time. I was there for 6 days last week, and after 6 zeros, I did 6 miles, 10 miles, and 17 miles yesterday to get back to Johnny's hostel. Now leaving Irwin and heading back into the wilderness, and I've got about 50 miles before my next resupply, which I believe is in Roan, near Roan Mountain. It's all uphill today, somewhere around 4,000, 4,500 feet to climb, because I'm literally at river level, and I've got about 13 miles of up to do. So it's gonna be a long day. It's called cold rain. I'm not sure if it's sleet, freezing rain, or hail, but it's tiny little balls of ice.
Perfect. I didn't catch your name.
Reckless Abandon, or Kevin.
Reckless Bandit.
Reckless Abandon. Yeah, that works. This is just so awesome. I need a pull back.
Get in there. Yeah. I think you're on video doing that.
I'm on Roan Mountain, coming close to the summit. Probably maybe less than a mile before I get there. This will be the highest shelter on the entire Appalachian Trail. Been going up for about an hour or more. Great hike this morning, great weather, trail magic at the last gap. Had breakfast burritos, a banana, a cup of coffee. You don't get that every day. That was some genuine trail magic. Kudos to Silver Lining and Footprint, Terrell, M. I can't remember the other guy's name. We'll call him Friedrich. God bless Friedrich. So, can't tell you what the gap was. I don't remember. I didn't check my map. I've gotten in the habit of checking it less and less frequently now, because I really don't care. Got a long way to walk. Follow the white blazes. I'll get there eventually. Whew. See that white stuff back there? That's snow. Landed yesterday when I was in a hailstorm about 10 miles south of here. We're at a high enough elevation where I was told it was snowing sideways when this came in. So temp is still pretty cold. I'd say probably in the low 40s, high 30s right now. Wind is high, probably 20 miles an hour with gusts of 30 to 40 occasionally. The worst part is when it hits the shadow side of the mountain like it is right now. The sunny side, it's like 68 degrees and balmy, 5-mile-an-hour wind. You shed all your layers, turn the mountain, next thing you know, you're scrambling to put everything back on. I've given up. This is what I'm wearing. I'm down to my wind pants, one long sleeve shirt, and a buff. Beyond that, bring it on. I'm gonna get around to the sunny side of the mountain in a minute anyway. Okay, I filmed that last clip about 20 minutes ago. Not 100 yards after I said, bring it on, it brought on. Temp dropped about another 20 degrees. Wind picked up, wind chill started feeling like it was in the low 20s. I had to stop, put on the puffy, put on the beanie, drop the survivor buff around the neck, put on the gloves. I'm now at Roan Mountain Shelter. It's the highest shelter on the AT, about 6,200 feet. 6275, I think, something like that. And there's snow on the ground everywhere around me. Apparently, they had quite the snowfall yesterday. And I was in a hailstorm about 12 miles from here. They were getting snow coming in sideways. It's starting to melt off now, but it's just cold enough to make you know what it's like to live in the snow. That's the trail I just came down. That's North Carolina. The trail's going up that mountain over there. And this Tennessee. Just stopped and had lunch. There you go. What troop are you with?
Troop 832.
832.
832 out of
Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Sweet. I started about a mile or two back on this trail here and climbing a bald. That's all Tennessee over there. I've seen these at hostels all along the way. They're thank you cards from the people who summited Katahdin that may have stayed here at one time or another. Very clever, very cool, and very appreciative of the hospitality they were offered in a place like this. This is really awesome. I love it. I hope to be able to do this one day. Just checked into my room at the Mountain Harbor Bed and Breakfast in Roan. And I have been gifted one amazing night. I intend to sleep like a rock. This is a sweet, okay? There's no other way to describe it. This is probably one of the biggest rooms I think I've ever had. And I know I'll be taking advantage of that right there. Yeah, that's definitely gonna get its workout this evening. Can't beat it. This is J.R. Rustgrove. You are the bomb, dude. You are the bomb. Can't wait to get to Bristol, Connecticut and see you. Gotta shake your hand for this one. I owe you, brother. Thank you. Here, he's trying to watch us here.
And we'll set up some plates and servings on the cocktail table. What we have for breakfast today is the biscuits and sausage gravy, our signature French toast with honey and pecans. It's a sour with
Mountain Harbor Bed and Breakfast. If you buy a $10 tent site, the washers and dryers are free. $1 for a Tide Pod. They've got 3 washers, 3 dryers, which is the biggest laundry room on a quote-unquote hostel I've seen, but it is a B&B. This is the where the tenters or the bunkers would typically do their laundry. Because I stayed in the actual B&B itself, which is up there at the top of the hill, my laundry was included and they did it for me. 400.